again. Thought I'd do a video from the closet again. Just finished up an interview online, so I have makeup on and thought I wouldn't waste it. So one of the things that I've been wanting to talk about online is the fact that there's a lot of people who are coming in dealing and reeling from recent disclosure of infidelity. One of the first things that they come in with, both parties, is not knowing how they'll know if they're ready to commit to being in the relationship again. And the truth is, it's very individual. For everyone that comes in, they will have to decide when they're ready to recommit. Oftentimes, if they don't have anyone else that knows about the issue except for me, I'll encourage them not to tell anyone else, because then they're not just dealing with their own insecurities, their own feelings, their own emotions, their own judgment, self-judgment, and now they're going to have to deal with their families, their friends, and coworkers too. Everybody has a say. And if you don't have to deal with their issues and their emotions and their judgments, you're going to be so much better off. It can feel super lonely if you decide not to tell anybody. You can feel like you're suffering in silence, both parties. And so it's very important to try to seek help from a professional and come in and talk to me as soon as possible, so that you don't feel lonely and don't end up sharing because you drank a little too much at the party, or someone else disclosed that they're going through something, and then all of a sudden it's like, me too, because that is not well thought out, and it might feel like a release in the moment, but now you're carrying their issues as well as they're carrying yours, and they're going to want updates, and they're going to want to know how you're doing and how you're deciding to deal with things. And it's really important to kind of deal with things as they come on your own. Don't ever disclose what's going on between the two of you out of spite. It will come back to bite you. If your partner is not okay with you sharing what's going on, that's not just for self-preservation, that's to help preserve the relationship. Once it's out of y'all's hands, you can't help where that information's going. It's kind of like posting that picture on the internet. It's out of your hands once it's there. And so if you can preserve the privacy of the issue and just keep it in the therapy room or just between the two of you, that's so much more ideal than sharing it because you want to unload, or because you want to share, or because that's just who you are. I tell everybody, everything, and that's just not going to be the best case scenario. If you have already shared, what I would highly recommend is giving them a heads up that you've entered therapy so that they can leave you alone about it. Also, give them a heads up and like a little check-in follow-up a few months later, and just say, hey, we're still working through things in therapy, because they're thinking about you, and they probably will ask or want to ask, and it's really important to just give them that heads up, we're still working on things, so that they can sleep better at night, and you brought them into it, so now they could be really worried about it. So that's just a little tidbit for couples who are right into the first few steps of an affair and working through it. All right, take care, guys.